We're ready. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much. So, yeah, I'm here to present the proposal that we bring together with my team. We're representing TNO, Research Institute in the Netherlands, and also the Center of Excellence for Data Sharing and Cloud, also based in the Netherlands. We have the topic of agentic automation of trust exchange in Gaia-X framework, and we are called Team AI TITOS or ITITOS. If you don't know what it means, ask your Greek colleague. But yeah, so pretty much what's our solution based on? So of course it's about AI, how to use it. We know about all the possibilities that AI can bring. We're still exploring how is it going to be fully used. And we know already of all the positives, but also that there are some negatives, things that we need to still keep in mind. And what we would like to propose is actually, how to avoid the downside of when using AI. And for this, we are doing it through the use of AI agents. By now, there are different types of agents, and we will be focusing here in two of them. So we have LLM agents, the ones that we are more familiar with, ChatGPT, and the ones that are, well, we can communicate quite easily because they understand our natural language. But the downside of them is these agents are prone to hallucinate. And the other type of agents are semantic agents. They perform reasoning based on logic and constraint, and not necessarily a downside, but these agents need structured data, and this means that, well, it's not that easy to communicate with them as we can do it with LLM agents. So what we thought that it would be a good solution is to take the best of both of these agents and combine them. And the solution brings us to a neurosymbolic workflow. So by having this solution, we can get a reliable solution through the use of both LLM agents and semantic agents. So I was talking, of course, about AI agents. They can be used in many different ways, and our focus here is on federation. We think that in the future there will be, well, and now there are already many federation solutions that will be shaping the future, but the thing is still how to make best use of them. So a company, a user has different needs on what they need to build for themselves, and it can, of course, go through the range of your identity and access management, the needs, Gaia-X credentials, APIs, etc. But also the available tools to each one of them is quite long. And through federation services, we can have this mix and match of solutions, but also how to make sure that we pick the best. So these two are the main concepts of our solution: federation and AI agents. Here we present, our solution is the Gaia Flow, and this prototype bridges the gap between Gaia-X federated infrastructure standards and practical end user adoption. Our two main features are the verification of service compatibility, which will be shown in the compatibility engine, and also the provider's trust check. Well, we're coming from a research institute, and our solution is still in TRL level 4. So this means that for services, for this solution, we are only focused on PaaS and SaaS type of services. We created a video to show the demo, and I will be walking you through it. So, like, we are familiar with many of these AI assistants. We have a type of a chat with them, and they're asking us what type of services we would like to discover across marketplaces. And we start first with a SaaS service, which is a containerized AI service. And what the AI agent will do next is to ask us what type of requirements are also needed to take into account to constrain what the AI agent is going to do. So for the SaaS service, RAM, CPU, GPU is checked. In this case, the user says, well, they don't need anything specific for that. The AI agent then goes to the next type of service, which is the PaaS, a compute platform for hosting and deployment a containerized AI workload. And the AI agent will do something similar in terms of the questions that it does in order to know what needs to be constrained. So RAM, CPU, GPU, and as it receives the answers from the user, then the agent will also want to check if there are additional services that needs to be aggregated. But in this case, well, we have our pass and SAS service, and then it's time to start a query. Now here we are using, the data is based on the Gaia-X ontology, and what's important here is that, for instance, we are searching for one marketplace, but for the way the solution is done through Sparkle endpoint, we are able also to use more marketplaces and to search through more marketplaces in the future. So that's one of the things that we see as well, potential expansion of this solution. So the querying of the querying to the marketplace continues, and once this is done, we get the results to see first what are the keywords that the AI agent used in order to assess what we were requesting. So it's taking into account the user input, and it gives us a score and a rank of the different results that it found, and briefly explaining why this will be relevant for the user. We can also hide this type of information, and like that, the user can make a non-biased decision. So we go to the compatibility engine next, and here is where the PaaS and the SaaS service were analyzed, and which ones matching with which ones are validated and which ones are not. What's interesting here is that we see, of course, what's compatible, but also what things are not compatible. And through this kind of views, they will be useful not only for users asking for a specific service, but also for providers who are not compatible yet. So then the use of this tool can be can be in more than one way. The user chooses the services they want. We are using Gaia-X, the new compliance engine for this, and this means that when we are going through the validation process, we are getting also the verifiable credentials for these providers. So once we are done with this validation request, we can see our final results, the two services that the user is requesting from the beginning, and then we can also add these verifiable credentials to our wallet. Once we have contact the provider, and the provider also agrees with to provide the services that we requested, then we have the federation completed, federation service completed. So this is, of course, I'm not showing what's behind this workflow, but this is a quick overview on how our solution is shown. Let me quickly also show you a couple of more things on how this solution was built, and that this is I'm repeating. Yes. So how we build solution is by using the ontology of Gaia-X. We build some knowledge graphs in order to make use of the ontology for both of the type of services. And one important aspect here is also that by using the Gaia-X ontology, what we did, the extension that we did is through shackle shapes, and this is one of the key aspects in order to perform the compatibility between the different type of services. So we think that this is one of the key aspects of our solution on how can perform this compatibility in a trustful way. So what's next? We already saw a couple of things that could be useful to follow up. One is the signed verifiable credentials for service compatibility of their characteristics. And another aspect that we see common is that with this, the use of semantic data is sometimes hard to explain on how they work. And I think our previous also team thought about this part, like, yeah, how not everyone are going to understand what are shackle shapes and how a knowledge graph is understood. But maybe through more visualization mediums, we give tools also to the researchers in order to explain themselves better and be more transparent about their solutions. Yeah, so the workflow, of course, was shown in the demo that was shown before. Our high-level architecture, you can see it here. For even more details, of course, they are available in the Git repository. And yeah, hopefully this solution will be used widely. And thank you for your attendance.